See what this baby's got inside it.
Hey, what's up, guys? Brett from Hapticast Intro here.
Bark, bark, you.
Who suck you off, Bill?
Oh, Josh, I hear screaming.
Oh, yeah!
It's gone. The controller's gone.
Look at that. You look fucking fantastic.
Welcome to Haptic HQ.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hapticast, episode number 56. My name is Josh Toll, and I'm joined by my good friend, Brett Roberts,
Yo, yo, yo.
and our AI companion, HBot. As always, Brett,
What's up?
hello.
What's going on?
Facebook is bad, which is why we were delayed slightly.
Yeah, we tried going live on Facebook again like we did for the Game Awards, and quite honestly, that shit sucks. So,
Yeah, it's really not user-friendly, but we'll figure it out eventually.
Yep.
I don't know why I just thought about this now, but I'm an admin of it. I should have just hard linked in to the Matrix, but whatever.
Yes.
Who cares? How are you?
Hell, my.
Yeah.
I'm doing good. I'm.
You were so surprised that I asked you that.
I didn't know if you were talking to us or me or the viewer. Or...
Yes.
I'm doing good, man. I'm recovering from the COVID vaccine. The booster shot wiped me out for a couple days, but I'm happy that I have it in my system. I recommend that if you haven't gotten your COVID vaccination, you go and get that. Keep everybody safe, especially in time for the holidays. But
Right.
yeah, I'm big pimping, dude. I'm doing all right.
Big
I'm doing good.
pimping.
How about yourself? How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm a little tired
Mm.
right now. Rolled right from work into this.
Yep.
I had a busy day, especially as we're trying to round out the year. But I'm good. We were off last week. We did the Game Awards 2 weeks ago, and this will kind of be our de facto, I guess, wrap up of the Game Awards, which is kind of nice though, because we've had time to sit on it, a little bit. Like, we're not as oh my god, this was awesome or this sucked now. So we'll have hopefully a little bit of a deeper conversation about that. Which, speaking of, do a little quick topic rundown for everybody.
Yes.
We have the Abysmal Chronicles, and boy, do we have some abysmal things in the Abysmal Chronicles today. Abysmal Chronicles are just our quick news roundup of shit. I realize I didn't put any video game releases in there either right now. So video games are coming out. Actually, maybe there's not the rest of this year.
This might be the last podcast of the year.
It might be, yeah. But the
that I
next
think about it.
next thing is Arceus, I think, next year. Anyway, main topics. We're gonna do our Game Awards wrap up. Go through some of the winners, at least for the bigger things or the ones that were more impactful. Then we have the announcements, as well, all of the game and TV and other announcements that we're gonna go through. Our second main topic is gonna be that Tencent is acquiring Turtle Rock Studios, the developer of Back 4 Blood. We have some thoughts about Tencent. And then we have indie intel, as always. We're actually going to be playing something today that Brett's bringing to the table called Veinless Property by Tenkayo. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right or not, but it was a game jam game, right?
Yeah, I actually found out about it through TikTok. I found a couple people on TikTok were playing it, and I thought it looked really, really cool. So we're going to be playing that. It's got a really unique art style. It's quite spooky, if I do say so myself.
Is it?
And I think that
You've played this?
Yeah, it's really short. It's really quick. It's like 10 minutes,
right?
At the most, depending on how cautious you are as you walk around. But yeah,
balls to the wall.
Yeah, it's fun. It's cool.
So we'll be playing that as well.
Yeah.
But without further ado, Brett, why don't we go ahead and hop into media consumption update?
Yeah, let's talk about what we've been playing, what we've been watching. I'll start off.
Please.
So, obviously the big movie that just released in theaters was Spider-Man No Way Home.
Right.
You and I and all of our good friends went and saw it, and I'll tell you what, it was really, really amazing. We'll keep it spoiler free, but I'm surprised to see it doing so well review-wise, because although it's a great movie, I don't think it's a great film, and it's a hard concept to grasp for a lot of normies. If I do, have to put a category on that audience. But yeah, I'm really surprised to seeing it do so well in terms of reviews, but it is a great movie, and I really did like the things they did in it, and I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I'll let you delve into it a little bit if you want to share your thoughts. But what I want to talk about is, before I saw that, I actually watched The Amazing Spider-Man. Now, again, this is spoiler free. I don't want to spoil No Way Home, but there were some rumors that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire could be in the film. So just to prepare myself, I watched The Amazing Spider-Man again. That's the one I haven't seen in the longest time, I think. And quite honestly, dude, Andrew Garfield is phenomenal, and that movie is great, actually, even though it was my least favorite. Uh, and my thoughts on the Amazing Spider-Man 2 still hold up. Uh, Now, after watching No Way Home, um, yes. So, anyway, I also wrapped up a movie I started watching a couple weeks ago called I Am a Hero, which is I think it's a Japanese movie. It's based on a manga called I Am a Hero. It's a zombie comedy horror. It's really good. I liked it a lot. There's definitely going to be more. It did really, really well when it came out, and the manga is like highly regarded. So there's that. Do you want to talk about your movies, and we'll go down in order like that?
Yeah, sure. So I also watched Spider-Man. I liked it a lot. My biggest issue or question comes from the first post credit scene. And then I also mentioned to you, I think the end of the movie is great, but I don't like it, and it's not because it's bad, it's because it gives me agita.
I want to mention that because I kind of talked to you about this, but I have had time to think about it more, and I don't want to spoil anything, but essentially what they've done with the ending of No Way Home, Josh, is they have now, basically like Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man trilogy, Spider-Man 1 was the origin, right?
Right.
And then in the Amazing Spider-Man, the two of them, Amazing Spider-Man 1 is like the origin story, right?
Right.
How they're doing it in the MCU is No Way Home, Far From Home, and Homecoming. All three of those films are the origin story, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're finally going to get the continuation of that.
The
So
sequel.
I see why you're upset, but
and
he is now Spider-Man.
Well, yeah. I'm not even upset. I'm just anxious because I want him to be with MJ, right? Like I want what's his name? Oh,
Ned.
I want him to be with Ned, as his friend. But I will tell you what I am excited about. I'm excited about the fact that no more help. This is kind of getting into spoiler territory now a little bit. Well, skip ahead a few minutes. I'm going to try not to, but it's kind of hard. But he potentially is going to have no more help from the Avengers and all of his Avenger friends, which is cool because he gets to be Spider-Man himself then. But also, something I've been thinking about a lot, and I want to rewatch the movie, but they mention it a few times. If they stick with this, and there's no fuckery as far as undoing what happened at the end, right? I think it would be really cool if Ned becomes Hobgoblin.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people think.
That would be so fucking slick, dude, because he
has magical powers.
No
spoilers.
He has magical powers, right? They hinted it not once, not twice, but I think 3 times they talk about it in the movie, and then they make that conversation when him and Toby and
none of that happened. You're just making
so sorry. When they're all together and they say it, and then they spend such a long time on that
we should
moment.
Stop while we're ahead. Yes,
I know.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
I'm so sorry if we fucked it for somebody.
There is a lot of potential for things like that. One thing I will mention though, Josh, is that a little catch that someone made that I read is that when the thing happens, it's everyone in the world, not everyone in the universe. So there are currently people that are off world right now. Were they affected? So Nick Fury isn't on planet. So does he still know?
Which they mentioned in the movie.
Yeah. And there's other characters like Thor and the Guardians and,
Right. Captain Marvel. And
so.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
What else?
I watched Escape Room.
That's a hard one.
It is entertaining.
Yeah.
And I really didn't need them to try as hard as they did. To put a narrative in there.
Could have just been so stupid and fun.
Yeah, like literally just take me from room to room of abysmality. That's all I needed.
Don't tell me about any of the characters, any of their backstories. Just slasher style. Let's go.
Right. So that was okay. It was fun. I watched The Green Knight again. Saw it in theaters. Came back. The movie's awesome. It is a Christmas movie, so if you're into high fantasy, horror, weird fairy tale, folktale stuff, check that out.
A24 shit.
Yeah, it's by David Lowery, who's a great director. I saw West Side Story, the new Spielberg
Nice.
West Side Story, which is very good. So if you like West Side Story or musicals, or even if you don't traditionally like West Side Story, check it out because I'm not a huge West Side Story fan, and this movie is slick. I think I gave it 4.5 stars on Letterboxd actually, so
Wow.
if that tells you anything. And then I also rewatched Clue, which is an 80s whodunit movie based off of the board game. That's correct. This movie slaps. Tim Curry.
He's great.
If you haven't seen this movie, don't judge it because it's based off of Clue, the board game. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. So, just leave it at that.
Awesome. Let's jump ahead to TV shows. I know we have games as well, but I want to end on games. So TV and anime, I finished Star Wars Visions. There was like 3 of them that I never finished, so I went back and watched them. That show slaps. They should take some of those stories and develop them into, full feature lengths. Specifically, I know you didn't care for it as much, but the one with the brother and the sister, that one slaps so fucking hard, and the anime style is so beautiful. The Elder was really fucking good.
They are adapting the duel into a novel.
Okay.
A comic series, sorry.
What's the one with the bunny? Lop and
Hop and Schmop and Schmoop?
Yeah, that one was actually surprisingly good. I didn't think I was going to like that one, and it ended up being really good.
Yeah, there's none of them that I'm like, I didn't like this. And one
Even
that...
the Astro Boy one was like pretty decent.
Yeah, I agree. It was cool. One of my favorite ones, which I know is actually a lot of people's maybe least favorite one, is the one with the band.
I like that one.
I really like that one a lot, and I like just has such Saturday morning cartoon vibes to me.
Yeah.
I would love if they made that into like just a non-serious like show for Disney Plus. I don't know. I just really liked it a lot.
I think that's why that one stood out so much. Actually, is because of it being a lot less serious than the others. It really helped in that regard.
Yeah. So
but yeah,
cool.
I loved it. It was fantastic. And then I've been watching Detroiters. So we're big fans of Tim Robinson and I Think You Should Leave, which is on Netflix. And our friend Steven told me about Detroiters, which is a show with Tim Robinson and Sam Richardson, I believe his name is. And who appears in I Think You Should Leave, by the way.
Right.
And it's a show that Tim made with Sam, and they basically play like alternate versions of themselves where they are ad agency guys that create commercials, and it's fucking hilarious.
I watched the show, 2 seasons of the show in 2 days.
Yeah.
If that tells you anything.
I'm almost done. I have like 2 episodes left. Dude, it's hilarious. It is so funny.
I love it. It's cool to see his, because I mean it is for all intents and purposes just a series of bits strewn together with a narrative.
Yeah.
But it's done so well. And dude, I don't know. His brand of comedy, the cringe humor, he has a certain type, and I don't know how to describe it, but it just is the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and it's what's good is that it's getting picked up by a lot of people, and a lot of people are noticing it and catching on to his style of comedy. I Think You Should Leave is like one of the biggest shows on Netflix. You see people talking about it all the time. I was actually listening to a local radio station morning show that you would know, Josh. And one of the guys on there is probably one of the funniest people I have ever heard speak.
P or S?
And
P?
S.
S.
And S was just like praising the show for being hilarious, which he's an older guy. I did not think that he would be into it, but that just goes to show you, man, that he's hilarious. And honestly, he's even done writing for like SNL, which SNL fucking sucks, but
it does, yeah.
I mean,
which is why all of his skits got declined.
Yeah. I mean, he has a few. He has one with Kevin Hart, which is really, really
very
funny.
good, yeah.
But yeah, he's so funny. So if you haven't seen it, it's on Comedy Central. It's called Detroiters. Unfortunately, I think it was canceled. They never picked it up for a season 3. But
well, I really hope like Netflix or somebody would pick it up because I think it would do very well.
Yeah, I think so too.
So
yeah, that's it for me for TV.
Well, I'm also watching Detroiters. Like I said, I watched both seasons in 2 days. That show is awesome. I've also been watching the new season of The Expanse.
Nice.
That show is also awesome. I absolutely love The Expanse. And it's funny because a lot of people are making comparisons between this last season of The Expanse and the last season of Game of Thrones.
Mhm.
And while the last season of Game of Thrones is very finite and they didn't have any material to work with, this Expanse is only ending because there's a time skip approaching in the novels. And the showrunner is like, we're going to stop for a while. And maybe in 10, 20 years, we'll come back and align it with the time skip, which I think is really cool.
It's like Twin Peaks, The Return.
Yeah. But it has the opposite problem of the HBO's Game of Thrones as well, because it's actually good. So the last season is actually good. So
We're gonna actually talk about The Expanse a little bit more later.
We
Big
are.
announcement.
yeah, one of
came
the
from
biggest
that.
announcements, actually, in my opinion, which is
Yeah.
sick. And then I finished the second season of The Witcher last night. That show went down really easy. The show is awesome. What's his
Better
name?
than season 1.
Yes, because I like season 1 a lot. It's great.
Yeah.
Stuff really picks up in this season. And The Witcher to me has always been just Ciri and Geralt, really. And The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is like that a lot. And this season is very much Ciri and Geralt. And that's what I want it to be. And let's just say things are happening in the season and they're leading towards slick shit that happens in the game. And it's no secret, I don't think, what it is, because I mentioned it several times in the first season. But let's just say they're coming, and it ain't good, folks. And that's all I have to say.
All right. And then moving on to our last segment or section of the media consumption update, the games that we've been playing, which is the most important one, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
Games I've been playing, Josh, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. I'm in post game now, so taking it a little more easy than before. I started playing Hades last night.
Ooh.
That game slaps.
Yeah.
I've been
Switch?
waiting to pick it up. Yeah, I've been waiting to pick it up and play it. I've had it. It's a lot of fun, and I can see it. It's really hard. I can
Yes.
see it getting annoying and like
Yes.
probably me just stopping, but I'm having fun with it as I go.
Yeah.
So
That was me. I enjoyed it while it lasted. I'm bad at it, so I stopped.
I like doing the runs to get the keys to unlock the weapons to, I like that progression. It's a roguelite. But you still progress a little bit, which I like.
Right.
I've also been playing Nier Replicant. I started that yesterday as well. I'm on vacation now for the rest of the year, so I've just been like trying games left and right. It is a remake, if I am correct, of the original, or a remaster of the original Nier, and it's very weird. And there's a lot less technology in Nier Automata. There's like guns and stuff, and in this you have a book that shoots magic out of it. Very like high fantasy. It's like completely different than Automata. But complaints, I'm playing it on PS5. It's a PS4 game. I'm playing it on PS5 off of the extended storage. Load times are fucking ass. It's truly ridiculous how much loading there is. And the beginning of the game is like, oh, hey, I gotta go see what's her name's doing. Go to the library. So you have to exit your house, which is a load screen. Then you're in the open world, semi-open world. You have to go to the library. Once you enter the library, it's another loading screen. You go talk to her, and she's like, oh, you're looking for your sister? She's at your house. Go back to your house. You have to go back out of the library, loading screen, go back to the wasteland, go back to your house, which is another loading screen. It is just fetch quest, loading screen so far.
Does will it, if you transferred it to your internal drive, would it be better, you think? Or no?
I think, and that's why I mentioned that I'm playing it on my external drive, because I do think that's important to note. I'm gonna try and switch it over if I have some room on my hard drive. But
hopefully it helps. Although if it's not optimized for it, I mean, I'm sure it'll help innately a little bit. But if it's not optimized, I think there'll still probably be some waiting times there. But
yeah, and I'm hoping as the game opens up, there'll be less fetch quests like that, where I'm like just going back and forth between loading screens, basically. But we'll see. I'm liking it so far.
Good.
The combat's really fun. Super People is a new battle
Mm.
royale game that you and I have been playing.
Yep.
And it's on Steam and it's free to play right now. So if
Yep.
you're interested, go check it out. We're having fun with it.
Yeah,
So,
it's a PUBG, but not bad.
yeah, pretty
And
much.
there's some really cool other elements with it, with abilities and classes and stuff. So
Yeah, it's like PUBG and Apex, kind of.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Or Overwatch. I don't know.
yeah, whatever.
I've been playing Apex, obviously, trying to grind out that battle pass. And last night and recently, we've been playing a lot of Halo.
Mm-hmm.
And last night we ranked, baby. We're platinum, which is actually kind of insane because I'm
Yeah.
not really a big Halo fan, and Steven's not really a big FPS
But
fan. But
we won every placement match.
yeah,
And may I say, first of all, we were working hard for our money. Okay. Second of all, we were fucking doing really well.
we were sweating.
We were playing sweaty.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I literally couldn't believe we won 8 games in a row last night, ranked games.
Yeah.
So
With only 3 actual people communicating and 1 random person on our team.
right. So we're done for
Yeah.
the season, like you said.
Yep.
We will not move any further because I guarantee you now that we're placed, it's going to be much more hard, much more difficult.
Yep.
Although it doesn't seem like Halo punishes you as much for losing when you're in platinum. Although if we got to diamond, then we'd have a problem.
Yeah. Well, I'm just happy with where we are, and we can continue playing the game, just not ranked.
Yep.
So. All right, what are you playing?
Everything that you're playing.
Yep.
Pokemon, I'm taking my time with. I'm really, really enjoying it. Quite a bit. I never played an original quote unquote Pokemon game in depth that much. So
this is that.
Yeah, I know.
Basically.
And I'm really enjoying my time with it. I'm slow playing it. I'm really leveling people. I'm exploring everywhere. I'm catching things and wasting my time in areas I probably don't need to be. But I don't really care because I'm having fun. And my goal is to beat it before Arceus comes out in January, which is a few weeks. And over the holiday, I'll have some time. So I'll beat it soon.
Nice.
And then everything else you mentioned, and then God of War too, from
Nice.
2018. Going back, I want to platinum it, and also just want to refresh myself in the story and prepare for the game coming out next year at some point.
Is God of War our number 1 ranked game or 2?
Yes, number 1. Number 2 is Persona 4 Golden.
Yes.
But yeah, so I'm doing that because I just did the same thing with Horizon, and they run so much better on PS5. It's not even funny. So
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Well, with all that being said, I think we're done with our media consumption update then. Let's move on to not a first topic, but our first little segment here of the show, or second segment, the Abysmal Chronicles, which is where we talk about news stories that were just a little bit too abysmal to fit as a main topic on our podcast.
Yes.
So, Josh, this week I have a couple of interesting stories for you. The first one is going to be the biggest gaming disappointments of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
This is a list that came from Kotaku. I'm going to run down the list, and if you have any that come to mind that aren't these, feel free to shout them out.
Okay.
So number 1 is Bobby Kotick still has a job, which is a great addition to this list.
Bad.
Battlefield 2042 botches its launch, which not only that, but it's also delayed its season 1 until like March, I saw, which is fucking crazy.
The game is dead on arrival, my man.
Yeah, hopefully they fix that. The GTA trilogy is a buggy meme disaster, which pretty accurate. We've talked about that on the show already.
Everybody remember the 2K head, whatever his name was, what he said about Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
So.
No 4K Switch Pro was announced, which at this point I'm hoping it's not, because I believe I'm going to get an OLED Switch for Christmas, and that would be a tough blow if they announce that.
I feel like they're not even doing a 4K Switch. I think they're moving on to the next console. It might be a Switch-like hybrid, but they might. Who knows? I mean, the Switch might be done. They might be done. They might be moving on. I don't know.
Yeah.
At this point,
they could make a home console with a streaming app on mobile devices that takes the mobile component. Who knows?
Yeah.
And the next one on the list is NFTs are born, immediately infecting gaming, which
Ponzi scheme mess. bad, stupid.
Yeah, we've already seen quite a few NFT gaming projects come up, and quite a few have been canceled already because of the backlash from fans.
Yeah.
So
And I read something really interesting. I thought I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but about NFTs and how, like, websites like Twitter and stuff like that are going to start doing DMCA stuff with it. And if you're an artist of something, how do are you going to need the non-fungible token to prove that you originally it's a fucking
it's a
dystopian
blockchain, dude.
It's a dystopian mess. So
The next one on the list is something I'm going to modify a little bit. So Kotaku has Take-Two shuts down GTA fan projects, which is always shitty when, a fan project gets shut down by a big company. But I'm going to say even more than that, Take-Two, their whole trademark thing that happened where they were like going after It Takes Two, anyone that had like Take-Two in its name. What a disappointment that was, truly. And then Halo Infinite is very Spartan at launch, which I don't understand. I don't understand the joke they're trying to make there, but essentially it's bare bones. No co-op in their multiplayer. Or, I'm sorry, in their single player.
Right.
Not many maps are in the multiplayer version of the game. And the battle pass was pretty poop.
Right. What's there is good, but a shell of what it could have been and what it should be, and hopefully what it will be.
That's right. Now, I have a couple of my own I'm going to add in here. So, number one, we never got a Bloodborne remastered or sequel, which we are apparently getting from Bluepoint. No Silent Hill news, despite all of the rumors and despite all of the teasing at the Game Awards.
Right.
No Metal Gear news, movie or game-wise. Remaster, none of it. The only Metal Gear news we got this year was the removal of Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 from digital storefronts because of licensing issues. So,
a bad year overall.
Quite a lot of disappointments. And honestly, we said this before, the Game Awards was great proof that this wasn't a huge year for gaming. Not a lot of big hitters, but we're happy that our game won.
That's right, because we're always right.
That's right. The next story I have for you, Josh, or the next two stories are actually about Cyberpunk. So let's jump into those. The true game of the year. Cyberpunk 2077 gets a Metro thanks to modders. This comes from PC Gamer.
Yeah.
So if you were ever frustrated that Night City's end cart system didn't work, well, Cyberpunk 2077 modders have got you covered. The sprawling metropolis now has a working metro system thanks to modders. It has 19 stations and a full integration into the game's UI and controls.
Yeah, so this is really cool. They not only developed the actual assets for the metro stations, but created a functioning metro in the game, and they coded it, and it's slick. And it makes you think, man, why didn't the original game have things like this that they talked about before? And it's wild.
Yeah, I mean, you've played a lot more Cyberpunk than I have, Josh. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but do they even have like a fast travel with the metro, like where you can like get on the train and it fast travels you to a different station?
It doesn't involve the train. You can fast travel.
Yeah,
but it doesn't involve anything.
Even Spider-Man has that, where you can fast travel on the subway.
No, you don't actually interact with Night City. So
exactly, you just are in it.
Right.
Well, the next one is very similar to that, what you just mentioned. Cyberpunk designer responds to the lack of police chases in the game. Quote, Elden Ring won't have them either. When asked why the game doesn't feature police chases on a recent live stream, instead opting for police to spawn behind you randomly, which is fucking crazy, the developer pushed back on the idea that all open world games have these encounters, citing some examples. Quote, I don't think that the Sonic or the Elden Ring open world game will have it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You promised that this game was going to have them. This is a feature that you, CD Projekt Red, discussed, highlighted, and promised. And it's
Josh,
not in the game.
You're right, but Josh.
And also, Elden Ring, what
examples?
What does it have to do with those examples at all? Completely different game. Elden Ring doesn't take place in a freaking futuristic cyberpunk city. Sonic is Sonic.
Every Grand Theft Auto game, Saints Row, True Crime, the list goes on of
Mafia.
These games, Mafia, that have the police that actually chase you. Makes no sense.
Move on.
The next story. A new report is claiming that Ubisoft is facing an exodus of developers. This comes from VGC. Low pay and creative frustration are allegedly causing developers to leave, Josh. According to the report, at least 5 of the top 25 credited people from the company's biggest 2021 game, Far Cry 6, are gone. VGC revealed in November that Dan Hay, an executive producer on the Far Cry franchise, was leaving the company. The Axios reports continues that Ubisoft, Montreal's, and Toronto studios are each down at least 60 total workers in the last 6 months.
Wow.
And I added here, Josh, this wasn't part of the original story, but 3 top Ubisoft execs left the company back in 2020 amid abuse allegations.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you're seeing this with Ubisoft, you're seeing it with Activision. Wages are a big part of it, workplace culture, overworking,
harassment.
I mean, it's, you tell me this and I'm not surprised. And, fix it. If you want talent, make it enticing for talent to come.
I don't know if I've ever brought this up to you. I actually have an insider. I know an employee at Ubisoft. We talked twice on the phone about his work. I won't say what position he has there, but he has worked on like Assassin's Creed and stuff. He might be a good person to try to get on the pod. I'm going to reach out to him and I'm going to see if we can get him on. Or even just like a quick little interview, not even a full pod. Like maybe I'll just call him up and ask him to answer some questions for us. But I'm very curious to find out what's going on there. I don't think their games have been as big as they used to be either. They're slowing down on the release of their games. Like Assassin's Creed, they're taking a lot more time in between. I don't even know if he still works there, to be honest with you. So I really want to find out what's going on here, because this is an insane story, and I don't understand what could possibly be going on. It's a huge studio. Huge.
Yeah, I agree. Christian says in the chat, real quick before we move on, number 1 is a safe work environment. Everything else is secondary. Yeah.
I'd have to agree with you. They owe it to you as an employer to offer you that.
Yeah.
Well, I think we owe everyone a little something too, Josh. Why don't you roll the motherfucking intro?
It's upside down. There it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, we were official co-streamers of the Game Awards. If you haven't watched that stream, go check out our previous live stream so you can watch our reactions to that. But today's podcast is dedicated to the Game Awards wrap up, where we're going to go over everything that happened and give our honest feedback about the show as a whole.
Yeah. So do you want to start with talking about the winners or the announcements? Because it's two very well. Okay, let's start here. Actually, why don't you give me your overall impression of the show first?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go over this whole list of every winner.
We don't have to.
I just want to go over a few that were standouts. But yeah, as a whole, I think that this year's Game Awards were maybe a 6 or a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
I didn't love it, and it's starting to turn into something that I'm not liking.
Yeah. So we talked about it already off camera. And the way I pitched it to you rather, is I said this is the breaking point year. This is where Jeff and those involved need to make a decision. Because while I like, the big announcements and the reveals, and I like the awards, it's very clear to me that this is an advertising show. Lots of money is
100%.
changing hands, which it was before, and we knew it. But I think it towed the line a little bit in the past, whereas it still gave a lot of spotlight to the awards and the games, and also just had some really awesome announcements mixed in. This year, the awards were put on the back burner a lot, I think, and there's a lot that they relegated to Jeff just standing there and reading, who the winner was. They didn't even talk about the games.
Which is not very nice or fair for those developers.
No, not at all, especially ones that travel the world to go there.
Yeah.
And there was more spotlight given to the announcements and the reveals and stuff like that, which is okay to have them mixed in, but I think it's a fine line. And I've always been of the mind of, I know you need to keep the lights on. I know somebody needs to pay for the show. But I think you are getting into dangerous territory, whereas we're transitioning from celebrating to the industry, and we're transitioning to advertising for the industry.
Chilling.
Yeah. And you can have it both ways, I think, but you can't present it both ways and do what you did this year.
Yeah.
So I think you need to be careful, because you're going to lose goodwill with gamers. The Game Awards is not the Oscars. Fuck all of those shows. Do your own thing and celebrate the industry, but be careful.
Yeah, I mean, I have 3 points I want to bring up. Number one was there was no, to my knowledge, anything that was it's available now, or if you're watching,
Right.
Twitch will give you a drop. That was all gone this year, which is weird because I feel like that was such a huge thing with them always, is it's available now, or
And gaming's a unique thing with that too.
Yeah, games, exactly. It's a unique thing with games where you can actually do that kind of stuff.
Right.
There was none of that this year. Number two, this kind of goes to our previous point, but I just feel like it's an advertising fest for Hollywood, and I feel like Jeff allows Hollywood projects to shill all over the show simply to make the credibility of the Game Awards bigger. And I don't think you need to do that. I'm tired of seeing Vin Diesel. I'm tired of seeing the Fast and the Furious. I'm tired of seeing fucking Ark with Vin Diesel and a fucking show with Ark. And honestly, dude, I love Keanu Reeves, but he was advertised that he was going to be there, and he wasn't even fucking there. And the whole thing was just him shilling the Matrix and the game that we already knew about.
Right.
So that
not even game, just a tech
an
demo.
experience.
Right.
And the biggest thing, Josh, the thing that really upset me, and I know it really upset you too, is the absolute pile of dog shit we received after streaming the event.
Oh my God.
In terms of copyright strikes. How are you going to create a program where, and I love it.
Official co.
I love it. I love the support. I love that you put all the names on the website. I love that you make us feel like we're special by giving us stuff like this and giving us emails with packages and assets and all that. That's fantastic, Jeff. I love that you do that. It makes us feel so much bigger than we are, right? However, the buck stops there. You don't help any other way after that. We get copyright strikes. The whole show, you're shilling this new thing that League of Legends developers created with music that's copyright free, obviously showing that it's a problem in the industry. And you go and don't clear all of these copyright things for your stream for the co-streamers. So our video is blocked in South Korea because of fucking...
Not just unmonetized, which we don't care about. Blocked. Unviewable.
Blocked because of the Matrix. And then it gets completely blocked because of that Korean Pokemon game. What the fuck? How are you allowing that? And then we reach out and there's threads on Twitter of people that are upset about this, and you're silent because you're done. The show's done for another year. You tuck it all away and you're done.
But we don't pay for advertising, so it doesn't matter, right? But you do it because it's a cool thing that's unique to gaming as an industry. So if you were going to do that and you have this co-streamer program that you do, right? Which you've done for several years now. No, not everything should be cleared from YouTube and Twitch for the copyright stuff. It should all
Music,
be,
video.
it should all be cleared because that's what you're advertising. But you didn't. And then people's videos get blocked. So we have to cut shit out of it, which takes time away from us, which means we're not getting those clicks immediately, which people are looking for.
And
right?
if you're not going to do that, be upfront and say, this is purely for streaming. If you're going to make video content afterwards, it's going to get copyright claimed.
Right.
Be upfront. And
then he's silent about it, even though there was hundreds and thousands of people tweeting at him, DMing him, posting all over social media. You're silent. So that doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, that's my overall thoughts on the Game Awards.
Yeah. I have one more thought.
Yeah.
Real quick before we move on to the structure of it. I feel like the show was so front loaded, right? And you kept teasing something big for the end, and then there was nothing, and it just ended. It just petered out. I don't understand why you structured the show that way, because for the first 90 minutes, it was pretty exciting. And then for the last 90 minutes, which also the show's too fucking long, dude.
Yeah.
It's way too long. Cut it in half. By the end of it, it's like, I don't know. So I think what I would like to see it be is give all of the awards their due diligence, right? And the spotlight. Sprinkle in a few big announcements, okay? And that's it. Be done in 90 minutes.
If you're going to have an ad break that takes 5 minutes or so, or however long those ads were, put all your ads there.
Yeah.
I don't need ads in the actual show. I don't need Chick Hydrobot coming out. I don't need that shit.
Yeah.
You know?
So, anyway.
Make that money, Jeff.
You were saying?
I was going to say, let's just move on.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the awards here. So,
okay.
I mean, some that stand out to me, best audio design going to Forza is absolutely trash.
Ridiculous.
Returnal. Games for Impact made sense. Returnal winning was...
Returnal should have won best audio design.
Oh, yeah. But they did win best action.
Yeah,
which
is good.
Surprising and good.
Mm-hmm. Best art direction, no way. Deathloop. No. Wrong.
Deathloop won way too many awards that I didn't think it was going to win.
Mm-hmm.
So, best family game was It Takes Two, which was surprising. And best multiplayer game was It Takes Two, as well as Game of the Year. So,
yeah.
They cleaned up.
Yeah, I'm just so, out of all of the awards, right, I'm just so happy that he won.
Yeah.
It's the prophecy is complete. Look at where he was a few years ago. Look at where he is now. I mean, and the game is great. And how can you just not root for him, for Joseph? Yeah. I mean, I'm so happy that he won, and well deserved.
I agree, and I can't wait to see what he's working on next.
Yeah.
Some other ones that were pretty big. Best performance going to Maggie Robertson from Resident Evil Village. That was huge.
That was cool.
And she was presented by Laura Bailey and Ashley Johnson.
Right. Yeah.
Which was fucking awesome. What else was pretty big? Best narrative, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. That was pretty awesome to see.
That was great. That was cool.
Yeah. Best music. We were a little surprised that it went to Nier Replicant, but dude, I said it on the stream. Nier Automata had a fantastic soundtrack. Dude, Nier Replicant on another level.
Really? Cool.
Yeah, it's really good. Really, really good. And it's like there's like singing, but it's not in English or probably in a real language at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so like good. I don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah.
Finally, most anticipated game. I think this is the last one we should probably talk about. Everything else is pretty obvious. Most anticipated game going to Elden Ring. To me, it's not the most anticipated because it's coming so soon.
Right.
I think God of War, to me, is my most anticipated game. I don't know about you, but
come on now. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree. Not that I'm not excited for Elden Ring.
Oh, same.
Yeah. All right. So why don't we hop into then just some of the announcements?
Let's do it.
Which there were some pretty big ones. This is not in any particular order. I'm just going to start at the top of this list and go through some stuff here. Texas Chainsaw Massacre game.
Surprising.
Which is so funny because I literally watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 days before. the show, and it's being developed by the people that did the Friday the 13th game, which was good for what it was, but unfortunately
that.
unfortunately they got so cucked with that rights stuff.
The licensing, yeah.
Yeah, which I'm excited that they get to do what they wanted to again. So I'm actually really excited for that game. If you don't know much about the Friday the 13th game, I recommend watching Matt McMuscle's the What Happened series on YouTube. He does a little documentary about that. And there are some just other documentaries on YouTube that are good. I believe No Clip did one too. So
I'm very unfamiliar with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise, Josh, but I do know that there's a lot of looks for Leatherface, which would be cool skins.
mhm.
And I know that there is a sequel of the original that is very wacky and weird.
Yeah,
And has
completely
a
different.
lot, yeah, and it has a lot of like really quirky characters that they
Yeah.
can make playable, I would assume, in this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise is a little bit of a storied history. And if you've never seen it, watch it. It's not a complete gore fest like it gets the rap of. It is a beautiful piece of art, in my opinion, and really, really cool. And if you've never seen it, please do, because it is one of the best horror movies ever made. So excited for that game. I'm assuming it'll probably be 1v4 like the Friday the 13th game was or something like that, but who knows? We'll see. Homeworld 3, I don't even remember what that was.
same.
Telltale's The Expanse
I
was
have some news about this.
another one that I'm really excited for. First of all, Telltale's back.
That's what I was going to talk about. Yes.
Second of all, it's The Expanse. I love The Expanse, and in a Telltale game, and the fact, dude, the main character, absolutely, give it to me.
So Telltale actually went on Twitter today or yesterday and basically said like, "Hey everyone, like we announced back in 2019, we're back," which I don't remember them announcing that. They're still working on The Wolf Among Us 2, and
Right.
they are working with another studio to help make The Expanse. And people in the comments were saying like, how do we know that the same thing's not going to happen again with you? Like,
Mhm.
basically like, are you sure you guys are good? And they were like, we're going to have more to tell like soon.
Mhm.
So
Well, their biggest
more to
thing is
come.
that they went bankrupt.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. They ran out of money.
But you have to remember, no one told anyone. Like the people at the top didn't tell anyone at the bottom, and people
Right.
just were fucked.
Right. I do remember
So
that.
the
Yep.
culture is really another aspect of it that was,
Right.
unfortunate.
Yeah. I'll be interested to hear more about what's going on behind the scenes there, but I really hope that the Expanse game comes to fruition, and I hope it's good. I also hope that The Wolf Among Us 2 comes out, because that's one of the few later Telltale games that are really excellent. Because eventually they just kind of they created a genre and then they just wore it out.
Oh,
So-
and they're using a new engine, Unreal.
Oh, finally.
Yeah, that was the biggest piece of news.
Good.
Yeah.
Moving on, Chivalry 2, cool. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, which is a big Monster Hunter Rise expansion. We haven't really played Monster Hunter Rise. Have a Nice Death.
What was this one? I don't remember.
That was the indie game with where you play
with
as
the
Death.
little death.
Yeah,
Oh, that looked badass.
that looks slick. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
That'll be good. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax for PS4, Steam, and Switch.
Josh, did you know? I forgot this was a thing. Did you know that Persona 4 Arena is the sequel to Persona 4? Narratively,
No.
it is. And then Persona 4 Arena Ultimax is the sequel to Arena. And it includes the story for both Persona 4 Arena and Ultimax. You can get both.
Let's go.
So I didn't know if you knew that, but I forgot.
didn't.
And then I
And
saw it today.
I want to replay Golden so bad. I really, I that's such a dangerous slope for me, because that's a game where, I mean, I'm gonna morph to my seat if I play that. Anyway, Christian says "Have a Nice Death" was their favorite reveal. Christian, of course, of Say Before Quitting fame, viral now on TikTok.
Viral.
So, yeah, so
That
that's
game
cool.
looks good.
Wonder Woman came out of nowhere. I hope it's good.
I swear I'm not a misogynist, but I am not excited for that game at all.
I forget who is developing that, but it was kind of big.
Avalanche.
Oh, right.
I don't know. I just said that. I don't know if that's true.
Okay, well, it's kind of a big studio, but the thing is, I don't like Wonder Woman because Gal Gadot is a terrible actress, and those movies suck. So, I know it has nothing to do with it, but anyway.
Not Avalanche.
Who is it? Who is it?
Monolith.
Oh, that's right. Wait. Monolith did the what's it called games? The Lord of the Rings games, right?
Yes, Middle Earth.
Okay. All right, so no, never mind. Maybe I am excited for it then. Not
And
excited.
Fear, the Fear series as well.
Yeah, not excited, but their Nemesis system is really cool. So I don't know. I'm not excited for it, but Monolith is a good studio, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
Christian said if they got the voice actors from Justice League, he would skeet. I would too.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna skip these two because they're the biggest ones. We'll come back in a second.
All right.
Final Fantasy VII Remake for PC, Destiny 2: The Witch Queen.
Wait. Final Fantasy VII Remake for PC launched, by the way, on Epic, and it was priced at like $80 and was broken, and it was like the debug version of the game. It wasn't even the final build. It was a mess.
Good. Slitterhead.
Slitterhead is a game that you are seriously down on for some reason, and I am so hyped for.
I'm not down on it.
You seemed like you are every time we talk about it. It's a third-person horror game made by
You know why I'm down on it?
Silent Hill. Why?
Because of what you just said. Because there's so much teasing around Silent Hill about it. Don't do that to me.
Yeah.
Don't fucking do it to me, Jeff. I don't like it. That's why I'm down on it.
Well, I'm game.
And yeah, it also sounds like a slur. So
It does.
makes me uncomfortable to say.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe a Slitta head would be better. Little soft A.
All right. Nightingale. Don't even remember what that was. Beat Saber. Okay, fucking skip all this. Cuphead, the delicious.
I don't remember Beat Saber Lady Gaga.
Neither do I. Cuphead, the delicious last course.
That looks good.
Yeah.
I'm quite excited for that, actually. 3-player co-op.
Now,
brand new DLC, Island.
Yes. Here's something I am interested in your input on is
Please.
Sonic Frontiers. You're a big Sonic guy.
Dude, we didn't see anything.
No, just the fact that it's going to be open world like Breath of the Wild Sonic. What are your thoughts on that?
The world's got to be big because you can run really fast. That's my take.
Well, that's the in-depth,
Put that on
hard-hitting
the box.
hard-hitting input that you come
The
here
world
for.
better be big because you run real fast.
Yeah. Okay. Warhammer Space Marine 2. I don't
That was a
care.
big one, actually, and I did not care.
Same. Dune Spice Wars. Dune is cool. RTSs are okay. We'll see.
I just feel like that was such an easy one to like throw together.
Yeah, we'll see. Among Us VR, who cares? Star Trek Resurgence. Wasn't there something cool about that? I don't fucking.
I'm looking it up.
You don't need to really look it up. I don't really care that much.
What's his name's in it, dude? Spock.
All right. Rumbleverse. Don't even remember what that was.
Rumbleverse is the wrestling battle royale that looks like shite.
Oh, Resurgence is made by more people from Telltale. That's what it was. That's what I was remembering. Cool. Halo, the TV series. We'll see. That show's been in development hell for a very long time, since the beginning of the Xbox One generation. It was originally Showtime, developed and written and produced by Steven Spielberg. Now is Paramount Plus or Peacock or something like that. It looks kind of cool, but I don't have anything else really to go on it. Arc Raiders.
Don't remember.
All right, let's get to the big two. First of all, Star Wars Eclipse. High Republic era.
This was rumored for a very long time.
Developed by Quantic Dream of, Heavy Rain and Detroit fame.
But it is supposedly not in the usual Quantic Dream style.
Right, so it will be a deep choices, but not narrative gameplay. I don't know how to explain their gameplay.
Yeah. Narrative gameplay is good.
Not an on-rails narrative, not even on-rails, but whatever. Narrative gameplay.
For the most part, it is.
Supposed to be some sort of action shooter, from what it sounds like. I'm excited by this. People are mad about it being made by Quantic Dream, of course, because David Cage is an asshole. We've known this for a long time. They had a tumultuous relationship with Sony as well. And we know David Cage. I don't know if he was ever accused of anything, or I think he's just hard to work with. There might have been sexual allegations there. I don't know. Nothing new for the gaming space. And I'm not mad that Quantic Dream is making it. I think David Cage is a really good storyteller. I don't know
think so too.
much about what the issue there is. I've never really got deep into it.
A lot of people's issues with him is he's like too on the nose with stuff, and he thinks he's being like, people think that he thinks he's being deep when he's not. Like in Detroit, he was very obviously comparing the lives of the androids to, like, you know, the African American community of
Sure.
the past. And there's like a scene where all the robots have to like sit in the back of the bus, and like people were like, oh my god, like that is so fucking ridiculous. And like, yeah, but like it's an interesting concept, I guess. So
Yeah. Christian says, Quantic Dream don't do gameplay, as a big quote that kept getting commented. And that's true. But they are a great storytelling studio, and they've been around for a long time. And that doesn't mean that they can't do something different.
yeah,
And
the games look phenomenal.
yeah, and the way that this trailer, and I know it's just a CG trailer, and I'll keep my expectations in check, but the stories that can be told in the types of ways that they present narratives excite me as a Star Wars fan, because the High Republic era is awesome. The novels have been fantastic, and the comics are fantastic. And this is basically Knights of the Old Republic, right? But not Knights of the Old Republic as far as potential goes with Jedi and Sith. And that is what excites me.
Josh, I'm gonna even argue I wouldn't even care if it was in the traditional Quantic Dream style gameplay. I like those games, and if it was a fucking Telltale game, which is basically the same thing but with worse graphics, people would eat it up if it was a Telltale game. But the
Yeah.
fact that it's a Quantic Dream game and they played fucking Detroit and Heavy Rain and didn't like it because they didn't get to fucking run around and shoot people,
Yeah.
that's bullshit.
I
I
don't
wouldn't mind.
need every game to be a shooter. Like I actually almost would prefer it if it wasn't like a third person action shooter. I don't fucking want that. Give me a narrative game. Dude, are you kidding me? Think about how they do their stories. How much your choices actually impact stuff.
Yeah.
Why the hell wouldn't I want a Star Wars game in that?
I'm looking at Christian's chat now. He said, I also wouldn't be mad about a Detroit style Star Wars game. We
Mhm.
don't need every game to be action adventure, which is basically
Exactly.
what we just said.
That's exactly what we're saying.
So I agree 100%. Yeah.
So I'm excited for that game. I'm sorry if I'm being like ignorant as far as what goes on with Quantic Dream. I don't really know what people's issues with them are, other than I heard David Cage is annoying to work with, and I mean, hopefully it's not abusive or anything, but I mean, as far as storytellers go, I don't think there really gets much better than him.
Yeah.
So
I would have to agree with you.
and then the big one, dude. The one that set me off. Alan Wake 2.
What a trailer that was.
First of all,
Teaser.
over 10 years in the making.
Yeah.
We have wanted this game for such a long time.
Yeah.
Um,
And both of us just played Alan Wake 1, the original.
the remaster.
Yeah.
And what really excites me is what they said about the game. Is that it's going to be survival horror and not action.
Yeah, dude.
Like every other Remedy game.
They're going full on horror.
Which is so good, because you think about how the first game ends and you're like, yeah, where does the action continue in that? And it really doesn't, because my hope is that this game mostly will not take place in reality, quote unquote, and take place in the sunken place in his head or whatever he's dealing with. And that excites the shit out of me.
There's so much potential for fucked up shit. There's so much potential for scary moments,
Yeah.
dark themes and atmosphere. I mean, in the DLC of Alan Wake Remastered, you actually experience the world shifting and like doing really cool and creative things that can't happen in the reality world of Alan
Mhm.
Wake. And I'm assuming we're going to get even more of that just with scares, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, nobody tells stories better than Sam Lake. Nobody does gameplay better than Remedy. If you're not excited about this game, I think you really should be. I look at Quantum Break and how much I enjoyed that game. And then I look at Control and look at how much better Control is than anything Remedy's done before. All right, and I love all of Remedy's games, but Control is so good, gameplay wise. Say Before Quitting just hosted us.
Scared the shit out of me. I thought you were having a stroke.
Yeah. Sorry. Also didn't change the alerts, but that's okay. Thank you, Christian, and Say Before Quitting. What was I saying? Control is so good.
Controls well.
Controls well, and it tells its story really well. And what they set up, I know you haven't played it yet, but you should soon. What they
The
are
Remedy universe, right?
the Remedy verse that they are creating, there's so much potential for this game specifically too that you got to plug yourselves in.
We're speaking Alan Wake too, if you're just joining us. Yeah, I think that it has the potential to do really cool shit. And you know what it reminds me of? And this is a deep cut, dude. That teaser we got reminded me of two things. One was PT Silent Hill, the Silent Hills trailer, where you see Norman Reedus walking down the street, right? But dude, it reminded me of Condemned.
Wow. Bloodshot?
Criminal Origins, Condemned 2. Yeah. Just like there's moments in Condemned where it's so dark and so gritty, and like there'll be a mannequin and then you'll turn around and the mannequin will be moved. Like I feel like we're gonna get shit like that in this game, and I just can't wait, dude. I can't wait.
I don't know how to articulate my thoughts better than I think that is not only gonna be one of the best narrative video games of all time, I think it has the potential to be one of the most terrifying experiences too.
Yes, absolutely.
I just think about how good Sam Lake is at everything, and then the director for this game too, right? Sam Lake's not directing it; he's the creative director for Remedy. He's writing it, but the director of this game has been there for a long time, and is a survival horror fanatic.
Let's go.
So I think there's some real intention there behind bringing him on board to direct this game too. I'm fucking ready for it.
Yeah, that was definitely the highlight of my night that night.
Yeah.
Once we saw that, I was like, damn, I feel like this is probably one of the biggest things we're going to get tonight. And
you're right.
It was.
Yeah. Just to round it out too, Remedy put out like a little 5-minute video of like a little mini documentary leading up to how they planned the announcement.
Really?
And yeah, and you should watch it. And Sam Lake at the end is like almost in tears, and he's like, I'm really excited for people to see this story and to play this game. We're gonna go get back to work. So we won't hear from them for a few years, but I'm excited regardless.
Yeah, and there's also one more thing I want to touch on with Alan Wake 2, Josh, and it is the teasers that were in Alan Wake 1 or remastered. We never talked about this because I think we were waiting for both of us to finish it. We never actually like regrouped to talk about it, but for those of you that don't know, Alan Wake Remastered came out and they added randomly throughout the world QR codes that you could scan on your phone, and it would take you to a private YouTube link that would have a video teasing Alan Wake 2, basically.
Right.
And it was fucking awesome. It was so cool.
Yes.
So
I'm ready.
Put that out there. If they do more of that kind of shit, like ARG leading up to the release of this game,
yeah, they will. And also, I guess just a mini self-plug before we move on, we still have an Alan Wake video cooking in the oven and the back burner. So we didn't forget about that. And
I forgot about that.
Well, I didn't. It exists. The script is started for it. So expect that sometime in the future.
Oh my God, it's going to be so different now, considering all the news that's broke.
I know. I'm glad we waited, actually.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
All right.
And we have a video of our reaction that you can include
in
the video. Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, moving on.
We're going to win an Oscar for it.
Are we?
Yep.
All right. Moving on away from the Game Awards, we have one more topic before we get to Indie Intel. It's going to be a quick one. I just want to talk about this because it's pretty serious and has some implications for the future. Tencent is acquiring Back 4 Blood developer Turtle Rock Studios.
Right.
This comes from The Verge. The news broke a couple days ago, so this is a little bit of an old story, but I thought it was important for this podcast specifically based on other conversations we've had about China and censorship. So the story goes, Turtle Rock will be retaining its independent operations in California, and the current leadership team will still run the studio. But obviously Tencent owns them now. So
Right.
if you don't know, Chinese corporation Tencent is behind some of the biggest games on the planet right now. It actually owns the studio behind League of Legends, the developer of Call of Duty Mobile, Honor of Kings, and Pokemon Unite. And they also have a 40% stake in Epic Games, the developer of Fortnite and Unreal Engine.
Right.
The company has also made significant investments just this year alone, including acquiring British game studio Sumo, buying a majority stake in Don't Starve developer Clay Entertainment,
Right.
and taking minority stakes in ukulele creator Platonic, DayZ developer Bohemia Interactive, Life is Strange maker Don't Nod, and Alan Wake and Control developer Remedy Entertainment, who we just spoke about.
Right.
They also contributed $150 million to the website Reddit back in 2019, which raised censorship concerns for the site.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Well, that's where my issue comes from. Is Tencent is a company, right, that clearly is buying a lot of game studios, not just in China, but in the West as well. They own a lot. And here's why it's an issue. And this has, let me preface by saying this has nothing to do with Chinese people. Like, this is not me getting on my high horse and saying that it's the Chinese people to blame, because it's not. My issue with this comes from the fact that Tencent has direct ties and is funded by and has money poured into it by the Chinese Communist Party, which runs China. Why is that a problem? Well, A, Chinese Communist Party oppresses its people, right? Freedom of speech is basically non-existent, okay? And they also have so much censorship crap going on over there, it's not even funny. They restrict video game, not just playing, but what goes into video games. Look at Red Candle Studios or Red Candle Games with their game Detention. They had to take out, or not Detention. Yeah, Detention, right?
No, it was their other game. Hold on.
I fucking played it.
Devotion,
where they had to take something out of it because it demeaned the Chinese communist
It was
leader.
simple as just text that said Winnie the Pooh, which
Yeah.
is something that the leader of China does not like. So.
Right. Because it was a meme. So that's my issue with this, is the censorship implications and the fact that it has direct ties to a communist government that oppresses its people. So that's my issue.
Yeah, I agree with you. And they're also just becoming a huge monopoly, a Disney-esque corporation that is just taking over everything and buying everything they can.
Right. So that's where my issues stem from with this. I don't have a ton more to say on it other than we're gonna have to pay attention and be careful with this shit. And I hope it doesn't impact these games and the content that goes into it and any censorship stuff. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, anytime a video game or a movie or a TV show has to be censored because of political reasons, it always sucks.
Mm-hmm.
We can go on the internet and watch XXX rated material all the time. So we live in a world where, you can go on Netflix and watch a show that has a full frontal nudity scene. But then you have games that can't have the word Winnie the Pooh in it, or, something as ridiculous as that. Mentioning history like the Tiananmen Square massacre.
Right.
You can't talk about any of that because of the Chinese Communist Party.
Right.
So you're right. And it's scary. And this is something that, like you said, we need to be very cautious of. We need to pay close attention to. I mean, these are big, big, big companies and big games that I mentioned here. We're talking Alan Wake, Control, DayZ, Ukulele, Don't Starve, Life is Strange. These are huge. Epic Games, Fortnite. I mean, this is a big deal. And now they have Pokemon Unite. So we have to be careful. We have to be cautious, and we have to pay attention.
Yeah.
This can't stand. We can't let this kind of shit happen.
No.
So far, Tencent's been pretty good. But like I said, in 2019, there were concerns that Reddit was basically taking money from them in order to censor their site of Chinese stuff. So just be careful.
Yeah, careful and keep your eyes open. And that's all I have to say about it.
Yeah.
So,
all right, well, then let's move on to our final topic of the day. We're actually going to be playing a video game for our topic, Indie Intel, where we and we pick up an indie game and we suck it off and show it off. And showed some love. So why don't we get started, Josh?
Yeah, so why don't you just... I have the game up behind us. It's running. We'll switch over in a second and play it, but why don't you just go through how you came across this and what we're looking at? Or would you rather me play it first, then we'll talk about it afterwards?
I'll talk about that, but I have a question. How am I going to watch you playing it?
Oh.
That's a problem.
Can't believe we didn't think about this before. Let's go to Discord.
Yeah,
and
that's
I'll
fine.
stream it to you.
Okay, well then while we set that up,
Yeah,
I'm going to
talk
load my
to me about
Discord up.
Yeah, talk to me
So
about it.
basically, I mentioned at the top of the podcast that I found Veinless Property, which is the name of this game, on TikTok. Found a couple people playing it, and its unique visual style kind of stood out to me immediately. It's unlike anything I've ever seen in a video game, to be honest with you. They describe it as a cel-shaded horror game based on a home invasion in the style of Junji Ito, which we are huge fans of Junji Ito, if you do not know.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty big deal to us. Josh, I am calling you now.
I put it in our Haptic channel.
Okay. Here I come. So yeah, hopefully this works and you guys can get the full experience.
Mute yourself in Discord too, if you could for me.
Yes, muted.
Thank you. All right. So you won't know if you can hear this or not until I start this, but let's switch over here. And
basically, this is like a 10-minute game. I just want to get Josh's reaction to it. I played it already.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, let's do it. I'm going to be looking off this way, so I apologize for people watching, but I have the game on my other screen over here. So my parents are... Can you hear these footsteps?
Yes.
Okay, good. It says my parents... First of all, are you kidding me with this? My parents are finally gone for this weekend, and it's getting pretty late. I should probably go to bed, but I have to turn off the lights first. Whoa. Can you crouch? No.
But already you can see this unique visual style, right?
Yeah, this is pretty cool. All right, so lights.
You should leave the bedroom light on. Probably.
Is this my bedroom?
No, you're downstairs. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you want to turn all the lights off so you can go to bed. And you can already see how this is posing a problem with how dark it is, yeah?
Yes. Okay. Dude, this looks fucking slick.
It's a really cool visual, graphical style.
All right, let's find my bedroom.
Lights are off, dude. I would just leave.
That's my bedroom, I guess. What's over here? Little sink? What's that? Is that a key?
Turn a light on.
Oh. King toilets. All right. Okay.
Hallway light.
Oh.
Also, when you go in your bedroom, check out the poster on the wall. To your right.
Yo.
Perfect blue.
Perfect blue. Nah. Bedtime. Is it coming from behind? First of all, that's slick. Where? I want a weapon. Where is that coming from? Downstairs?
I believe it is, yes.
Dude, it's so fucking dark. That's bad. Well, okay. Bedtime. That was really bad. It looks like the fucking tall man, dude. Wait. What happened to my bedroom? Yo, who turned the lights out in here? Alright. Can I go to bed now? First of all, that's slick. Oh my god! Wait, why are my controls inverted now? Oh! Why are my controls inverted? There we go. I don't like this one, but I need something to defend myself. That's what I'm saying. There's nothing in here.
I think there's different endings too. I don't know 100% though.
Uh,
Is that Junji Ito on the desk?
it does look like him.
I think it's him.
Also, what's over here? Neon
Cowboy,
Blade Walker
Totoro.
Totoro. It's hard to kind of read. Anyway, also I see the chat going, Brett. Am I missing anything?
I don't know. I'm too busy watching you.
I
I just got jump scared.
Oh my god, the window's broken. All right, where do I get a weapon? Where was the kitchen?
To your left, I think.
Oh!
Go turn the light on, dude. You're good.
No, dude, no way. Yeah, somebody's been in the fridge, dude.
Is there anything in there
No.
that you could use? No. There you go.
There we go. Knife.
So this is where that thing was. Oh, you can actually use it. That's cool. See, I didn't do this when I played.
You didn't do this?
I didn't have a knife that I could swing.
All right, where's it at? Where you at?
Do you hear that?
Where'd the front door go?
It's right there.
Oh, okay.
I just heard something.
Yeah, me too.
That bathroom door was open?
Don't even bother with the knife. Let me stay here. And we can become one? I don't... That's it?
That's it. Really cool concept.
So this was a game jam game, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So I think there are different endings.
Okay.
Because obviously there's a point for the knife of some
Right.
sort. But yeah, it's a game jam game. They actually made 3 games. You can download all 3 games for free. Each one was made by a different creator.
Right.
But this was the one that I found, and it was really cool. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to share with you guys.
The art style is very cool. We will be
Yeah.
sure to put the links in the description of the VOD so you can check it out and download it yourselves.
Yeah, see if you can get a different ending. Figure out what that knife is for, really.
Yeah. I'll mess around with this more, but for all intents and purposes, you saw what we wanted to. So
That's right. So shout out to Veinless Property by Tenkayo. We'll put it in the description as Josh said.
all right, Brett. Well, that's it.
That's it, man.
That's the last Hapticast of this year that you're gonna get.
That's right. 2021.
It's all
I'm
ogre.
sure we'll put, clips on TikTok and stuff and go viral just like Save Before Quitting did, but only time will tell.
We'll see.
Only
But-
time will tell.
All right, Brett. Well,
Shout out to them for hosting us on their Twitch channel, by the way.
yes. You want to say anything else before we wrap up here?
Yeah, thank you guys for an awesome year. This year was big for us. I think this was the first year where we've been doing this for 1 whole year now, right? Maybe
Back?
more?
I don't know.
Well, listen, it's been a big year. A lot of developments, a lot of upgrades, a lot of changes. Thank you for sticking around with us and seeing it through. We appreciate you. We appreciate you for watching. If you want to check out some merch that we got, it's on our description underneath our video. You can check that out. You can get this beanie. You can get the hat that Josh is wearing. You can't get this exact design anymore, this colorway, but there is a version of this on our shop, so you can check that out. And all the money that you guys throw our way for this kind of shit goes towards unclaimed baggage and other things for our channel. So we
That's right.
appreciate it.
Anything else?
What about you? Anything? I'm thankful for you, Josh, this year.
You're thankful for me.
Yep.
Thanks. Ditto.
Your birthday's coming up,
It is, I think.
old
yeah.
man.
Yeah. But all right.
I don't
Well,
know, man.
make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe, you share, you do all that Brett said. And Christian said his phone's overheating, and well,
I think he's showing off that his phone's overheating from all the replies he's been getting on TikTok.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
And yeah, well, that's it, folks. So we'll see you
Thank
next
you.
time. Yes, thanks. Bye-bye. I have to pee really bad. I want you to know that.
Okay.
Pee really bad, like right now. Like
Oh.
right this second.
I
I
have to
can't.
pee.
I can't. I'm strapped to my chair right here.
Strapped in with bungee cords.
Maybe I'll go take a pee in the garage.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
Are we doing the bit right now? And I didn't know.
You are so bad.
What if I said something bad?
God.
You have to give me.
It's all ruined, dude. Forget it. I'm
You-
going.
you have to
I'm
give
going
me-
to take a piss. Goodbye.